Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Kendall. I just wanted to make a really quick video for you talking about what it's like being an English person or Anglophone living in Montreal. Previously, I made a video about moving to Montreal and comparing how it was living in Toronto versus living in Montreal, and I received a lot of messages on Instagram and on YouTube of people asking me questions, so I thought I would talk about it. So I'm originally from Ontario, the Greater Toronto area, Mississauga, Brampton, and in Ontario, while we do learn French in our school curriculum, we don't learn it to an extent to be fluent. So basically, I'm no different than someone coming new to Montreal from another country that doesn't know any French. Because all I really know is how to say hi, how are you, and my name is, and can I go to the washroom, please? So because of this, obviously when I moved to Montreal, I did experience a little bit of difficulty adjusting to living in a city that is mostly French. But it's not impossible and it is doable. So if you don't speak French and you really want to live here, I would say it's still possible. You just need to understand that there are going to be times where you experience a bit of a language barrier with people. And there are some times when people will tell you that you should learn French or you need to learn French, which the thing is, it's not that they're not correct. Like, don't get me wrong, like, you should learn French, but the thing is, you can't learn French overnight unless you're really smart. But me, it's not that, I'm not saying that I'm not smart, but me, I'm smart in different areas like math or, creative arts. I'm not smart when it comes to learning a new language. So whether that comes easy to you or not, regardless, it's gonna take more than a week to become fluent in a new language. So just try to ignore when people make those comments that you should learn how to speak French, because they're kind of assuming that you're not learning French just because you don't already know it. There are French programs that you can sign up for to learn French. If you're an immigrant coming into Canada from another country, I've been told that you can actually get these classes for free. If you're already a Canadian citizen, you will just have to pay for those classes. I've been living in Montreal now for a year and a half. Judge me if you want to, but I haven't learned French. I just haven't really got around to signing up for classes yet. I prefer to sort out all my finances and everything first before I go spending money on school classes, because to be honest, like, I don't really like school, so I've been dreading signing up for French classes. I know it's something that I'm going to do eventually because I do want to learn the language. It will be a lot easier for me being here, but I don't look forward to it at all. I hate school. I hate when people tell me, oh my god, French is so easy to learn. Well, the thing is, speak for yourself, because for me, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not my first time trying to learn French. It's really not easy. Don't tell me that it's easy. I hate when people tell me that it's easy. You're not me. You don't know what is easy for me, because it's not easy for me. But anyways, don't feel discouraged. I still encourage you to try, Other things to take into consideration being an Anglophone or an English speaker moving to Montreal is that it does limit your job options, but it doesn't mean that there are no jobs available. I have had no issue looking for a job since I've been here. The only issue I've ever had with looking for a job was that I was nervous that I wasn't gonna find one. But every single time I found a job. I work in the field of graphic design. Generally speaking, when I'm looking for a job, I'm looking for a job in that field. Right now, I currently work as a photo editor. Last year, I worked as a logo designer, and at one point I worked as a social media manager. All of them only required me to speak English. At one point, when I was kind of in between jobs, basically I looked for call center jobs. There are a lot that require you to be bilingual, but there are also jobs here that require you to be English. And these are jobs that are gonna be like, as an example, it's customer service for TELUS. Those were jobs that were around minimum wage, a little bit above minimum wage plus bonuses. So those were not bad. They were doable, and it was enough to pay for the things that I needed to pay for, so that was good. When it comes to looking for somewhere to live, this is where I would recommend that you try to live in an area in Montreal that is more bilingual, because the thing is, in Montreal, there are certain neighborhoods that are going to be very French. The first job I ever got, even though my position was English, the neighborhood that it was in was very French. When I would try to go to McDonald's, the person working the cash register didn't speak any English, didn't understand English, and it was hard for me. But when it comes to looking for somewhere to live, I would recommend Dorval, Côte de Neige, or downtown Montreal. When it comes to shopping as well, I recommend shopping at stores in English areas. And this is just really like for when you first move here. When you have the opportunity to start taking French classes and learning more French, then I would say like go shop everywhere, because you're gonna need to practice talking to people. But when you first move there and you don't know a lick of French and you just need to get what you need to get without feeling uncomfortable, without feeling like no one understands you, I just recommend go shopping in English areas. Live in a more bilingual area and then shop in that area. What I've also done is, if I'm shopping in an area that's not as bilingual, it probably comes off as rude, but you kind of memorize when they ask if you need a bag, you say yes or no, and when they're waiting for you to pay, just say debit or credit. Sometimes, who knows, maybe they're asking me in French if I would like to donate, and I just say debit. But when it comes to grocery shopping, if I'm in an area that people don't really speak English and I just don't want to deal with like the language barrier, I just use self-checkout. And honestly, if you are a francophone and you're watching this, please don't be offended that I'm saying these things, because you need to understand, like, if you're an English person coming to Montreal, yes, maybe you are in the process of learning French, but it takes time. So in the meantime, while you're learning, you're going to struggle with the language barrier, and you're gonna have to do what you need to do to live life. Montreal is a very, very beautiful city, like a very beautiful city. So I'm never gonna tell anyone like you shouldn't live here. Of course you should live here. This place is beautiful. Shorty gotta do what she gotta do to get by. Originally, when I was first thinking about moving here, I was kind of scared and uncomfortable with the idea of living in a province, let alone a city, where the first language is not my native tongue. It's scary because it's like, I couldn't even imagine moving to somewhere like Spain or France where I don't know the language. It would be hard. Thankfully for myself personally, I live here with my boyfriend, so he does help me out a lot, but I definitely do have those awkward encounters. I'm trying. I've downloaded Duolingo in the meantime until I'm ready to take French classes. Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do. And also, like, if you're an English person that's not from Montreal, there are a lot of rumors about the way French people treat English people, or the way French Canadians, like, their attitude towards English people. And the thing is, I'm not gonna lie, you will have incidents when you're here. But I've been here for a year and a half, and I've probably had about 5 incidents where someone was extremely rude to me because I didn't speak the language. And the thing is, after a while, you kind of stop caring, and you just gotta not take it personally, because at the end of the day, no one knows your personal situation. They don't know how long you've been here. They don't know if you've started classes. They don't know if you can afford classes. They don't know if you have the availability yet to start classes. They don't know your situation. Some people can be ignorant. Just ignore them, because there are actually a lot of friendly, really nice, kind French people here that are very considerate of the fact that you don't know the language, and they're very understanding about it. So, they do say one bad apple ruins the bunch, but in this case, just try not to let it. Be more positive. I definitely had this kind of angry resentment towards locals in the beginning, because some people were being extremely mean to me. But you know, they don't pay my bills, so life goes on. If you have any questions about moving to Montreal, about being an English speaking person in Montreal, about neighborhoods, feel free to ask me, comment, ask me a question. Overall, I love living in Montreal. I do have a lot of confidence that I will get better at picking up the language. Without taking classes and being here for a year, I do notice that my ear has become more sensitive to the language and more sensitive to certain words. And even though I don't understand what people are saying, sometimes I can generally get an idea of what the conversation is about. This is my first time feeling like a foreigner in my own country. If you liked this video, hit that thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe or leave a comment if you are an English person living in Montreal. I want to know your experience living here as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.